Good morning. My name is Sam Crowley. I'm in the 12th grade, and I'm a member and recent confirmand of this church. I've been going to this church almost my entire life, and I think one of our most important parts of the church is our youth group. It's a good way to build our community up and meet new people. Just last year, we went on a mission trip in the spring to Virginia to help people out, and next year we're going to be going to Puerto Rico. When Pastor Zach and I met to work on this sermon, I asked him what he thought I should preach about, and Zach said just whatever I was most passionate about. And I said fishing. So this morning I'll be preaching about fishing. And how when you feel like you don't have enough or the universe doesn't make sense, just know the Lord provides and his plan is ongoing. A little while ago, I was fishing a little local pond and I ran into someone else who was fishing there. I wasn't catching any fish that day, and now since he was in college in a pro bass fishing league, he gave me some free advice. He told me to switch up the lures I was using, where to cast in the pond, in which areas. And he was a few years older than me, and as we talked, it turns out he was actually my mentor from elementary school. What a reunion. After hearing this, I realized that this is how God showed up to me in this unexpected way to show me my friend who gave me advice for fishing through tips. In today's Bible story, Jesus arrives in the town of Capernaum. Tax collectors came to Jesus and Peter and said to Peter, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" Now this was kind of a passive-aggressive way of saying, "Hey, that's your teacher, right? So why isn't he paying?" Peter said, "Yes, he does." So Peter goes to Jesus and he asks him what they should do. Jesus tells him to go, cast out his line, catch a fish, and the first fish that he catches will have 4 drachma in its mouth, which is a coin, enough for both of our taxes. Now 4 drachma back then was worth about 4 days of work. God provides in unexpected ways. A couple of years ago, I was fishing with my cousin in the Maryland Bay, a fishing spot I cannot disclose, as fishermen like to gatekeep these kinds of things. We were fishing for small fish right off the dock. I was using a small rod with a weak line, not looking to catch anything big. I was just trolling my bait along when suddenly I hooked into a fish that was a whole lot bigger than my line could handle. I was only using 4-pound line with a 10-pound fish. It nearly pulled the rod right out of my hands. It was as if the Lord strengthened my fishing line and allowed me to catch this giant fish. I fought it for nearly 10 whole minutes before my cousin arrived with a net. If you've ever gone saltwater fishing, the fish I caught was called a striped bass, also known as a rockfish, in Maryland. I had managed to catch a fish that I wasn't supposed to catch, just like Peter in the previous story. In these stories, we see how God can provide for us and find us in these unexpected ways, whether it's defying all odds and landing a big fish, or reuniting with an old friend. Whether we feel content or not, the Lord will provide. God's plan is underway. My challenge to you today is to fully rely on God and trust that God has your back. When we fully rely on God, we can do miraculous things, like catch a giant fish that you shouldn't have been able to catch. Thank you.